Okay, so what's going on, everybody? My name is Lucho, and I'm about to try and, I guess, review this tier list that Reddit made. I guess it was like a poll of sorts that they made with like what was the best manhwa of this year or in general. I have no idea. Okay, let's just try. Let's attempt to see what's going on here. Okay, more in best story, more in login. I can get that, but at the same time, I've read way better. I've read Nanomachine, and Nanomachine feels more fitting here. But ooh, hell no. Ah, I mean, isn't this no? This is regression. I mean, it's regression, but it's also gates. You can't really call surviving the wait. I just realized you can't really call surviving the game as a barbarian gates. I've read 50 chapters. It's not gates. It literally got isekai'd basically to another world. But that's not gates. Unless I fucking missed something, maybe in the second half of the, maybe in after chapter 50 they get into gates, but when I read it, I didn't know gates. That was literally getting isekai'd. But sure, he literally played the game and got yoinked into it. If I remember the Manhwa, yeah, it's literally called surviving the game and it's not gates. What the fuck? Okay, sure. I mean, yeah, wait, it does actually have some sort of gate in it, but it's more in the sense of like it's levels rather than gates, isn't it? I think it is. Huh. Also, don't know. I mean, I'm trying to think about what else has like gates and like really good. I guess gates category actually doesn't have as much as I thought it does. Oh, I mean, yeah, solo leveling I can agree. I know what, yeah, I can get actually. Solo leveling probably has the best story because it just has the best pacing by far. Okay, sure. Hmm. Uh, SS Class Suicide. Yeah, okay, I do agree. This story, it has the best story probably by far. I've read the Vacation Manhwa. It definitely has the best story. I cannot disagree on that one. Otome, I only really read this one. I think I read more, but this is the only one I can really remember. And I remember it being very well written, very fun, very enjoyable to actually read. But to be completely honest, I dropped it after like chapter 100, man. I don't know, it just felt like it's going to go very weird routes. And I was not into that. No, no, thank you, man. Because for some reason, the only character that seemed like it was an actually decent human being and a decent choice for the main character, like the girl to actually choose, was one of her brothers. And I know it's their brothers, but I'm not into that, man. That's weird. Because like the guy that seemed like he was going to be the best choice by far the entire story, the slave boy, I guess, it's not exactly a slave, but like slave boy, I guess, end up being a fucking psychopath. And I'm like, okay, not psychopath. Psychopath is not even the right word. It literally crazy lunatic, or like, what's the word? Yandere. Literally ended up being being probably yandere, and I'm like, well, that took a turn. I did not enjoy that. I have not read this. I've watched the anime. I mean, the anime was good. I don't have a lot to say about this. I didn't read, so I can't really give too much of an opinion about it. I did not watch I did not read Latna Saga. I don't think at least I did. I did read Beginning After the End, however, and Beginning After the End was very good. Whenever it was very good to read. Could be better, but very good to read. I mean, I feel like they missed one thing here. There should be another category, another subgenre called transmigration, because it also exists. But if we're calling if we're like enveloping transmigration into isekai, then there's another manual that I actually would really recommend people reading, which is this. Like this is my favorite transmigration one. This one. This is actually, in my opinion, one of the best by far. It sounds so fucking edgy. The picture on the site I read it on is so fucking edgy, but it has nothing to do with that. It's just genuine fun to read, genuinely amazing art style, amazing character building, in my opinion. Like in the current arc, we literally have, in my opinion, by far the best art I've ever seen in fights. And yes, I'm including solo leveling, Omniscient Raider, the World After the Fall, even that, even the World After the End. Like it's insane. It's insane how good the art is in the current arc. I did not expect it to be so good. It has such an insanely good story, and in the current arc, we're also reaching a point where I'm like, maybe the entire thing we knew all along isn't actually what's going on, and it's done in a really subtle way that like slowly makes you like develop theories about it that you probably will not have developed otherwise. It's just the way it's actually written. I think that most people who don't really give it a good score probably only read like the first three chapters and thought it's going to be the average, oh I got regressed, or average, oh I got isekai, or whatever it is. And no man, it's so good. You need to give it a try. It's so fucking well done. I wish there were more manhwa like this. Okay, I fucking wish. This is so good. Please give it a go if you somehow land yourself on this video and hear me rambling about this. Like it's so amazing, man. When it's actually getting to it, you'll see why I'm saying it's so good. It's great. There's yeah. Okay, I didn't really get a state developer. I've heard so much about it. Read some other manhwas that came from the same studio. I know I'll probably love it. But if any of you will end up actually watching this, know Gigak and know his story of Fullmetal Alchemist, kinda want to save it to the point where I'm in the right mood, in the right state of mind, and just fucking enjoy it. Cause I know I will, and yeah, I just know I will enjoy it, man. Okay, Manhwa sect, I remember that when I was in the mood, I had like 40, 50 chapters of it when that was all there was to it. And I remember it being really good, like probably an 8 out of 10 story. But I'll be completely honest, I cannot get into it again. I just don't have the mood for it anymore. Hi, Demi, how are you doing? I'm doing a little video. Yeah. Oh, I forgot the name of it. I've watched the anime. I'll be completely honest. I'm guessing in the manhwa it's probably done so much better, but in the anime it was done. The fighting scenes were the worst part about that anime, and that's crazy. To make the fighting scenes the worst part about the anime, that requires talent. What studio fucking made the anime? What's the name of it again? Remind me. Returnal's magic should be special. Returnal. Ah man, that was something else. Eternal's magic should be special. The anime. It's done by. It's done by Arvo Studio. Yeah, okay. Their name is Arvo Studio. Man, amazing character art and design. Like it looked good so for so much. Like the first 10 episodes I fucking loved. I memed it so much because it looked so cute. Like all of the interactions between the main character and like Pram and the main character and Arrow and Azest. All of it was so much fun to watch. Interactions, everything. And then you see the fighting season episode 11 and you're like, well, that was a shit fighting scene. Like the animation and I don't even know how to explain why it was so bad, man. It was so horrible. I just could not watch those last two episodes. It was so bad. Like I kind of want to. I'm kind of saving it for when I'll feel like reading it, but man, the last two episodes of Tell Me Should Be Special was the worst part about the series, about the anime by far for me. And that's probably not a smart idea to judge the entire show about that, but still. Like I still give it like 6.5, but because I love the overall story and overall build up, but That was so, the fight just felt so anticlimactic and was so bad. It genuinely, like, the fighting scene as it is was 2 out of 10, was horrid. Okay, Worthless Regression, I don't remember a lot from it, which kind of speaks about it. I do agree that from what I do remember, it was surprising. The fact that it came from, like, at least I did not know. I to this day I don't know what studio it is made from, but I'm sure it's not Red Ice, and it's done phenomenally. Like, I remember, from what I remember actually reading this, I remember it genuinely loving every moment I read. So I could absolutely agree that I don't remember the world building too much, honestly. I do remember it having pretty good world building, but I don't know if it's the best. Jesus Christ, Spyro, go to fucking sleep, mate. One of those thoughts. Go to sleep. What is, dude? Sleeping is not an option. You need to. Holy crap. What is this? What is this to me? Okay, I do not want to read it anymore. Oh, actually, I think I know this. Credits, if you read it, uh, is it the manhwa where, like, wait, no, I think the only way for me to, like, describe it is, like, probably describing, like, so much. Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry. I'm sorry, Pyro. That's just, it was a lot. I'm sorry. Really sorry. Pick me up, Infinity Gacha. Hmm. I read like 20 chapters. Maybe I was just not in the right mood, but I do not remember it fondly. I read 20 chapters. It was I Doombreaker. Oh, I completely skipped for Doombreaker. Oh, wait, no, I skipped for some reason to the next store instead of going to this. What the fuck is this? Legendary One. Okay, they're not really Legendary One Sculptor, so I cannot talk about it. Tower of God again, like I said before, watch the anime. Great anime. Get first season. Fuck Rachel. Excuse me for the cursing, but fuck Rachel. Again, I think I already talked about it. That was great. Yeah, yeah, definitely. Dungeon Odyssey, like, I didn't start the next season, like the second season, but yeah, first season definitely. That had the best world building I've ever. Okay, so I think my mic picked. That had by far probably the best world building I've ever read. That was so good. I remember enjoying every single moment. That was amazing. What is this? It looks familiar. Legend of the Unfamiliar. I did not read. I think I read 20 chapters, but I just don't remember it at all, so I can't actually talk about it. The honest thing, yeah, now I realized what's missing here. Qualis, you know what I realized what's missing here? They forgot another genre in Moem. Revenge. Cause man, Reaper needs to fucking have a place here. Reaper needs to have a place. This manhwa. This manhwa is so good, man. This is peak. Reaper of the Drifting Moon is so good, man. The first season is okay. I'll be honest. Second season, for most people, probably after reading the first season, it will be like you went to, I don't know. Imagine your favorite cuisine, go into the best restaurant you've ever ate at. You ate like a 10 out of 10 meal. Perfect meal. Then they dropped on you a complete. Then, as a dessert, they gave you the most random dessert from the most random cuisine. And the dessert was still good. But it confused the shit out of you because what the fuck did that have to do with what I just ate? Like, they give you in the beginning, the first season is a revenge story, a 10 out of 10 revenge story, in my opinion. And then they, for some reason, switch to basically Assassin's Slice of Life that is like an 8 out of 10. I'm like, okay, what the fuck just happened? This does not feel fitting, but I mean, it's still really good, so I'm like, oh, okay. That's weird, but sure, I'm down. Like, it feels basically imagine watching the main story of an anime and then all of a sudden watching the OV and like they just have a random OVA episode, or like the second season is basically entirely OVA. I mean, I'm not complaining, it's still good, but like that has nothing to do with it. Like in my opinion, season one as it is could just be closed off and called like what the Smano is. And yeah, yeah, what Karadas just said. Reaper of the Different Worlds literally feels like both speedrun the entire main story, and the second season is doing side quest. That's what it is. That's actually a very good description of Reaper of the Drifting World, man. It's literally that. We finished the main story, and now we're fucking doing side quests. And it needs, but it still needs a place, man, cause that main story, mwah, chef's kiss, perfection of a revenge manhwa. Okay, so leveling, getting best art, understandable of a nice day. I did not read Doombreaker, I cannot give an opinion about it. What is this otome? Okay, that's what I don't get about otome and why I can't really get too much into it. My god, man, the titles are either cringe as fuck, like, I'm sorry, but I'm destined to be a villainess sounds so fucking cringe. Like, if I wasn't told it's good, if I wasn't like studying it on a whim, I would have never started it. Like, if I wasn't in the right mood of just starting something on a whim. And it was amazing. Like, honestly, for an Otome manhwa, it's like a 7.5 out of 10. But like, look at the rest of the fucking names, man. Fantasies of Stepmother. What the fuck? A mother's control match. What the fuck are these names, man? Yeah, like what I said, why is the obsessions with moms? Stop! Stop fucking your mother! Or whatever it is. Stop! What the fuck? I'm good. Okay, like I said earlier, because I kinda got into it accidentally. Pick me up, gotcha! When I got into it, I was in the wrong mood for it probably, because a lot of friends also tell me it's really good, but I'm like, when I read it, I was like, I mean, it's alright, but it's like, eh? It's like it felt like the most 7 out of 10 manhwa, and I came after it right after reading this and to my manga list and this, which both, in my opinion, did their genre so fucking good, man. Like, it's incredible. Like, what else do I have here? This as well. Revenge of the Baskerville Bloodhound. Also, in my opinion, deserves a place in regression, man. It definitely deserves it deserves a place in regression, but I can also agree that this is probably better as a regression. From what I remember, I liked Revenge more, but I do remember this having a very good regression story. And I do agree, world building wise, it's probably still better. But I'd say that Revenge of the Baskerville Bloodhound definitely deserves an honorable mention. Like, yeah, it definitely deserves an honorable mention. In regression. I know it's very random, by the way, but whatever. Okay. This is not a tower manhwa. This is simply misleading, man. The tower is mentioned in the first 10 chapters. And after that we leave the tower. The tower does not exist anymore. Where tower? Like, the tower just doesn't exist. Wait, I mean, technically it's still a tower, but it's not. Boy isn't really in a tower anymore. I mean, I guess, but... I mean, I guess it has some elements of tower, and I guess it's a tower, but... I don't know, man. When I'm reading a tower manhwa, this is not what I'm thinking about. But now on a completely different tangent. The craziest thing to me about the world after the fall isn't the art. Like, yeah, the art is insanely good, but it's the fact that it's written by the same writer as Omniscient Reader's Viewpoint, and somehow that writer went from writing the Omniscient Reader's Viewpoint power system, which is impeccably good, to writing whatever the fuck this power system is. Like this power system literally feels like the most bullshit shonen I have ever seen. I believe, so I got stronger. Like yes, there are okay, like here's my problem with it. We are literally getting time skipped so hard. Like I remember that there was a point where like that dude literally trained inside it. I guess yeah, a tower thing that he created alongside another. I forgot the name of their species. Basically, the species that creates the towers. That like she created for him a tower for like the entire abyss, for like the entire how it's called. What's the name of it? Quietest. What's the name of it? What's the name of the area he's in the first arc? Ah, basically they created a tower that helps them awaken their abilities. Nightmare Tower, yeah, not the Nightmare Tower. I'm talking about the area he gets yoinked into after he defeats the demon thingy. Basically, they create for him a nightmare. They create for him and the other people a Nightmare Tower that has a very cool like mechanic, which basically you can spend like even 4 billion years in it, and in reality it's maybe been a month, maximum like that. So like yeah, he had a 4 billion time period that it trained in stabbing. Yeah, its literal entire point is that it trained one technique to pick, which is stabbing or thrusting, which was also done very dirty when we get into the third arc, because it's literally being called the Naked Thruster. And what the fuck is that name, man? I have never laughed so hard reading a manhwa like I have laughed when I read that bullshit. I was losing it. And the bad point was it was like 1 a.m. when I read it for the first time and I got into it. And I think I probably woke up my parents, man. It was so funny because it caught out of nowhere. Okay, let's move on. Let's move on. Otherwise, I can like spend half an hour on this shit. Uh, okay, Air Summon I never read. Trash of the Counts Family. Now that's I just can't agree, man. Oh, maybe best art. I mean, it's in best art. I will not disagree actually on it having pretty good art. Yeah, I guess. I still believe that I probably read manhwas that I just can't remember, but probably had better art. Best characters? I mean, okay, then here, in this Moon category, I would actually argue the Tripper should have the best character, because in my opinion, Pure Wall was so fucking interesting as a character. The world building as well for a Morim manhwa, the world building was so good, man. Like in the first season, like Pure World was so interesting. Had probably the best world building I've seen. It was so much fun to fucking read, man. I don't know why the fuck it's not there. Uh, best characters, I just don't agree. This was. I remember reading Surviving the Game as a Barbarian. This manhwa unironically feels like it tries so hard to like do its thing, and it's not done that well, man. I have read like 50 chapters, and I remember I loved it when I read it, but think about it retrospectively, it was, I don't know how to fucking say that, but think about it, it was not done that well. Like it was overdone to me. At least that's how it felt. Okay, again, the SSS class, ahem, and is just it's amazing. I cannot lie. Like, yeah, yeah, it's just good. It's amazing. Don't get me wrong, quite this. I did enjoy this. I did like this, but I just can't agree with this having the best characters or best overall in the Gates arc. I just can't agree with that part. It just not feels right. Like I'm sorry, but to me, in my opinion, a best story overall, a best like manhwa overall, best story overall. Honestly, in the Gates arc, the only one I can genuinely remember being a really, really, really good Gates. I know it sounds so like dumb, but genuinely speaking, it is in the end of the day solo leveling. Because like there is a reason why we're all giving it like a best story. Because it had the best. I don't think that the best story in manhwa. but it had, in my opinion, the best pacing in manhwa. It has the best rereadability. Like I remember, I think I reread Solo Leveling like 3 times, and I enjoyed each time either the same or even more than the last. It was amazing all throughout because the pacing is impeccable, which is something I feel like SSS class, it has good pacing, but the problem with it is that you need to wait for it to have like at least 20 new chapters you haven't read for you to actually get into it. Cause the story is slow. It's good kind of slow. It's amazing, but it's not made, at least for me, to be able to read it weekly. It's impossible for me to read it weekly. It's still done amazing, but it's just done, yeah. I think many people complain that Jinwoo did not have that character depth, so maybe like nobody in Solo Level universe knows what is happening in Jinwoo's head, including readers. But I feel like that's not a bad thing. Not fully knowing what's going on in the characters, in the main character's head. It's actually something that makes it sometimes more surprising, sometimes gives you twists you don't expect. And I personally love it when I can't actually fully expect what the main character is going to do, man. That's my opinion. I love it. I actually kind of love it. I did not read this. Again, Tower of God, the anime was good. I don't know. Latna Saga, I did not read. I can agree. I do agree. I read like 40 chapters. I do agree that insanely good. It had really good characters. I can probably agree that it probably deserves the best of all. It's just not my type. Nebulous Civilization, which was good. It was really good reading it, but I need a certain mood to like actually be able to read it properly, and I just don't have that mood in day-to-day life, man. It's just not done like that. Okay, I'ma close the recording and stop and mute for a second.